Hi, this is Dr. Bharadwaj. I am CEO and Homeopathy Doctor at Fidicus Homeopathy. Today we will discuss about one of the important topics, that is Autism Spectrum Disorder. In Autism Spectrum Disorder, what we are going to discuss today is about the ultrasound scan. Right? When the woman is pregnant, so she will undergo scan that is known as USG or ultrasonograph. It will normally check how the baby is growing, whether there is any defects while growing. All these things can be assessed with that ultrasound. Ultrasound is very important when the baby is growing in the womb. Now we will discuss whether there is any effect of that ultrasound scan on the fetus, and will the fetus in later stages will develop autism. If it develops autism, how is it possible? What ultrasound is exactly going to do? We will look into it. Okay, we are now discussing about the effect of ultrasound on the baby, especially related to autism. It is one of the causes and risk factors for autism, ultrasound scan. Before we go to that, we need to know about a scientist. His name is Pasco Rikisha. You can just spell his name as Rakik, but his full name is Pasco Rikisha. He is a scientist, or he is a neurobiologist and an expert in anatomy and embryology. A neurobiologist means he is a scientist who is expert in neurology or brain or spinal cord or nerves. And also, even in neurobiology, what is his expertise? He is into anatomy and embryology. Anatomy means study of structure of any part of the body. Maybe it can be brain, it can be spinal cord, it can be any part of the body. Who is expert in studying the structure of the a particular part in the body? It is known as anatomy. In that embryology means study of development of fetus from the point of conception, where egg and sperm meets and it is implanted in the uterus, from there until the baby is born. So all this includes how the brain is developing, what are the parts that come first, what are the parts that come later, how the limbs are developing. All these things comes under the purview of embryology. Basically, he is an embryologist, neurobiologist, and he is expert in anatomy. He is from the department of neurobiology in the Yale University of USA. He is a very renowned neurobiologist in USA and also throughout the world. What he has done in his experiments about 1970 to 1990s, when the baby is growing, right? All the neurons are originate at one place, and these neurons will go to their respective places. They will travel. Once they settle in their respective places, they will establish connections between the neurons. Okay, this is the normal. Once they go and settle in their original place, and when they establish the connections, then only the functioning of neurons or the functioning of nervous system will be good. Especially what he was telling is the cerebral cortex. Cerebral cortex means in the brain you will have outer cortex, right? White one, there are lot of folds in it. That is called the cerebral cortex. The main difference between human beings and other animals is cerebral cortex. Because of this cerebral cortex only, we are able to think and do the things what human beings are doing, what other animals are not able to do. That is the main difference. It is not the liver of a human being, and take any other animal, it is almost similar. If you take any other lungs, almost similar. But the most difference between the human being and other animals exists in the cerebral cortex. It is the thinking. What he said is, when there is any external influence while the baby is growing, this process where the neurons are born at one place, generated at one place, go to their respective places and establish connections, this will be lost or this will be hampered. It can happen because of any external influence, and it is true with ultrasound scan, right? He demonstrated in the mouse brain that this will be hampered if you do multiple ultrasound scans. Keeping this in mind, there are a lot of studies done to prove this, but none of the studies proved it. Most of the studies say that there is no link between neural development and ultrasound scan. Still, it is advised to take the ultrasound minimally, as minimal as possible, and as untimely. It should not be as early as possible. It should be delayed as much as possible. But according to the guidelines, we have to do this ultrasound. Ultrasound is not bad. Ultrasound has its own advantages. Like, if there is any problem in the baby during the developmental stage, it can be detected with the ultrasound. Ultrasound scan is very important, but be careful that it should be as minimal as possible. It should be done only under the guidance of medical fraternity. You can see him. He is Pasco Rikisha. He is the world famous neurobiologist anatomy and embryologist. According to him, ultrasound causes this, but many other studies prove that it is not correct. But I advise you to take the ultrasound. It is essential and it is necessary, but as minimal as possible and in the times advised by the doctors. So don't go and do a ultrasound on your own. This is regarding will ultrasound cause autism. And coming to the conventional treatment for autism, what I mean by conventional treatment is when you go to a psychiatrist or a Western medicine hospital or English medicine or the hospital which is nearby your home or a corporate hospital. All these includes conventional treatment. Okay. In conventional treatment, what types of drugs they give? They give the drugs that meddles with the dopamine system. Dopamine is a neurohormone or a hormone that is essential for uh, the persuasion or the will or the pleasure you get when you are doing something. So if you mess with that, lot of damages will happen. And serotonin system is the system or the hormone. Serotonin is responsible for satisfaction in this life. They either disturb or increase or decrease the serotonin system. And also oxytocin and vasopressin. Oxytocin and vasopressin are the bonding hormones. Especially vasopressin is very important in male kids because autism is mostly seen in male kids. So they give the drugs to increase or decrease all these neurotransmitters or hormones. But this is not good because these are very sensitive systems. If you slightly do increase or slightly decrease than normal, it will have a lot of problems. And also they will use antidepressants when the kid looks depressed or weak. They give antidepressants. And they give stimulants when the kid look weak or not enjoying anything. They will give anxiolytics, which or when the kid is anxious, they will give medicines to calm down. All these medicines have a lot of side effects. Rather than the defects caused by or the dangers caused by the autism, along with the autism, you have to endure the symptoms of all these medicines. Do you have any substitute for this? Yes, homeopathy is the best treatment for this. How homeopathy can help you? First one, homeopathy can prevent the progress of autism. If you have autism, if the kids every monthly or weekly you are seeing the improvement in the autism symptoms, so it can prevent it. Homeopathy can prevent the autism symptoms can becoming worse. In some cases, autism can be completely cured, but it is only in some cases. In most of the cases, we can relieve the symptoms of autism, and in most of the cases, what we can do is we can ensure that the kid is functioning on his own. So my experience with autism is in almost all the cases where I have treated autism, I have seen the improvement in the symptoms of the patient. And all these are achieved without any side effect. Homeopathy is the safest medicine compared to any other system. You take Ayurveda, allopathy, you take Siddha, you take Unani, you take any other system of medicine, homeopathy is the safest and also effective. How effective is it? When compared to all the systems of medicine, homeopathy is highly effective, and almost all the cases where I have treated autism have seen the improvement. I'm not saying that I have completely cured it, but in almost all the cases, I have seen the improvement. And coming to the time is very important in case of autism. You know that neuroplasticity of a child means the ability of the brain to modify itself is maximum between 2 years to 13 years. That's the reason the treatment has to be started as early as possible, and it has to be extended to at least 13 years. And the neuroplasticity will be there even after 13 years until 25 years, but it slows down. The golden period for autism kids for treatment is 2 years to 13 years. If you take medicine, homeopathic medicine from 2 years to 13 years, so you will have the maximum benefit. And what is the specialty of homeopathy? Specialty of homeopathy, you can see spectrum of medicine. So why do we call autism as a spectrum disorder, right? So spectrum means not a single thing. It is a huge range. It will have a huge range. Take autism. Symptoms of autism. It is not one or two symptoms, 10 symptoms or 100 symptoms. It is thousands of symptoms. Of course, they will have a common pattern, but you count the number of symptoms, it ranges from thousands. Okay. It is a spectrum of symptoms and also signs. And coming to the causes of autism, there are hundreds of causes of autism. Anything in this world can cause autism. It is also a spectrum. And related to the genes, it is not one or two genes responsible for autism. It is about 500 to 1000 genes. Again, it is a spectrum. And also coming to the pathology. Pathology means what exactly happens in the brain or the nervous system of a kid suffering with autism. It is not a single pathology. There are different kinds of pathology. maybe one part of the brain is small, one part of the brain is large. There are, in some kids there is a problem in neural connections. In some kids their mitochondria is high. In some kids mitochondria is low. In some kids vasopressin is deficient or it is more. In the same way serotonin or dopamine or any other system, okay, oxytocin, all these can be defects. So there are huge variety of biological process that can go wrong in autism. That's the reason when you see into homeopathy, there are around 5,000 medicines in homeopathy, and coming to their different concentration, it can go up to 5 lakh. Around 5 lakh medicines are available in homeopathy. In that 5 lakh medicines, we pick few medicines, one or two medicines, and give it to the kids. What I mean to say here is autism treatment is specific for your kids based on your symptom. He is having some communication disorders in a specific way, so we will give different medicine. He is having restricted repetitive movements in a different way, we will have different medicine. And also any sensory issues, is the slightest cold, he is feeling more cold, we have different medicines. What I mean to say here is even the treatment with homeopathy here is a spectrum. If I get 10 cases of autism, I will give 10 different medicines among these 5 lakh medicines in homeopathy. Such is the importance of homeopathy and individualization. These medicines are targeted to particular individual. It can be due to his personality or genetics or epigenetics. There are a lot of things that can happen, and the medicines are specifically selected for a person. Mostly no two guys or kids of autism will get same medicine or same potency in homeopathy. Homeopathy have a spectrum of medicine, have more advantage than any other system of medicine in treating autism. Coming to consultation, there are two types of consultation you get. One is online consultation and the next one is in-person consultation. In online consultation, you can consult through audio or video call. You can share your reports and you can share the videos of your kid, or we can have a video call. If any other investigations are required, you can do it locally and send it to us. Based on that, we will send you medicines. These medicines, if you are in India, it will take 3 working days. If you are in US, it will take 4 business days. And if you are in any other country except for Pakistan, it will take 5 business days for you to get the medicine. And coming to in person, we have multiple branches. Inquire about the nearest branch and you can meet our doctors. Yeah, this is our contact. +91 is a country code for India, 7997101303. You can either call or WhatsApp, or you can reach us on www.fidicus.com. What advantages you have, or what do you get when you have the treatment from Fidicus Homeopathy? Our doctors are passionate, highly qualified, highly knowledgeable, experienced. We are competent and compassionate. These are the characters of the doctors we have at our disposal. And coming to the treatment, we use only high quality treatment and best in the segment medicine. What I mean by best in the segment medicine is there are different categories of medicines in homeopathy. For example, dilution. Who are the top manufacturers or best manufacturers of a particular dilution? We get the medicines from them. Or different category, tablets. Who is the top manufacturer or best manufacturer of these tablets? We will get from him. Here you will get high quality, best in segment treatment. And coming to the infrastructure, we use the latest technology in selecting the medicine or giving the treatment. On top of it, we combine it with artificial intelligence. So Fidicus Homeopathy is the first and only homeopathic hospital which is using artificial intelligence in selecting the medicine and treating the patient as well. Because of these advantages, Fidicus Homeopathy is the best for. And there are many homeopathic hospitals or individual doctors. Why do you want to go with Fidicus Homeopathy? Because we have highest chance of health. First principle is we have highest success rate compared to any other homeopathic doctor or any other homeopathic clinic. It may be a normal clinic or corporate clinic. We have highest success rate for autism. And coming to the treatment, we offer you the transparent treatment. It means we will say give the details black and white. If it is an advanced case, accordingly we will give. If it is a low severity case, accordingly we will tell. Not only options available in homeopathy, other options like speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, we will counsel you on everything, and accordingly we will take that forward. And personal care is our motto. Personal care means in the generation of technology and AI, the personal connection between doctor and patients or the staff and the patient is lost. But we try to keep as much as personal contact between doctor and the patient, and also the staff and the patients. Our staff will directly recognize you and take personal care of you. Because of all this, Fidicus Homeopathy is the best choice for you. Thank you.